Hello. So the focus of this discussion video is on how should we approach the GS2 part of GS2 part of our UPSC syllabus. Okay. So I will try to focus it on the perspective from the perspective of UPSC mains, and because if we cover the UPSC mains, then obviously we will also include the UPSC prelims part of it. This apart from some specific factual thing that can be done 2 months prior to the prelims that we have. Okay, so obviously that we know that GS2 has a majorly three portions: the polity part, governance portion, and international relations. Okay, so for we will talk step by step and try to analyze it कि हमको इसको कैसे cover करना है, and how can we have a proper and better value additions, better embellishments to make our answer a comprehensive one and mark fetching answers. Okay, so first of all, the general sources that we have, like the polity, we have general thing that we know is Lakshmikant, but Lakshmikant is only a constitutional part of it, polity part of it. There are other perspectives as well, like we have a parliamentary things that we have to read about, how the parliamentary committees functions, how the governance for other institutions of a government functions. So the like the judiciary, CAG, all these things. So apart from Lakshmikant, I always suggest it always, first of all, if you want to have a proper understanding of a constitution, you can go with the Lakshmikant, but always have some proper constitution that is actually written. So have a PM Bakshi, and PM Bakshi provides you a idea that how the articles are mentioned, how they are interpreted. And all PM Bakshi is also one good thing that they have mentioned Supreme Court cases associated with each article. So at the bottom of it, so from there we can develop a good understanding of it. Okay, so and for the governance portion, sorry, for the parliamentary functionings and how these things are happening, how the different bills that come are important for us, so how can have an analytical understanding of it. There's one good website, the PRS Legislative Research. It provides an comprehensive analysis of different bills and acts that are currently in the news. So it is always important for you, even for the budget analysis, for the different policy analysis, and even if some state governments had taken some important measures during their legislative discussions, even that part comes there. So try to follow PRS on the regular basis and learn from that. Okay, it helps. And apart from that, from the to have a general understanding of a governance portion, first is the ARC report that we read, a second ARC. But remember one thing, that we don't read second ARC by the page to page basis. Okay, just go through it and glance to the portions, what are the portions, because second ARC was written way back. Okay, so the important thing is just analyze how the governance aspect of anything, like a e-governance aspect, or a social institutions, or a cooperative. So what are the dimensions that they have looked into, like the democratic participation aspect is important aspect in cooperative, financial autonomy aspect is an important aspect, the people's participation aspect is an important aspect. So these aspects, how they analyze it, how they are ensuring that these things happen in a cooperative institution, so that aspect is important. Then you can relate it to the governance aspect, or a polity aspect, the constitution thing that we have. So you can relate this thing to there as well. So when we read the second ARC, all the topics that around second ARC, it need not to be written, it need not to be read page to page basis, or every line to line thing. Just analyze it, how do we analyze any governance thing. Okay, so if we have a stakeholder perspective, we have a institutional perspective, we have a these things are impacting, and how the like any policy decisions have been is taken, then government also should focus on, usually the ARC recommend the government should focus on the impact assessment aspect as well. All these things should be, all these important keywords, all these important concepts should be part of your answer. So for developing that understanding, you need second ARC, not for the not for the actual replication of the what are the recommendations of second ARCR. These are usually that is important, but very limited things that you will get from the second ARC that you can directly mention that. But the framework thing, how the things are analyzed, and how to have a comprehensive analysis of any policy decisions, their governance second ARC helps us too much. Okay. And so governance aspect we can cover from the apart from it, governance aspect is also like governance is a general thing, and we also get a chance to have an understanding of governance in other GS portions as well. Like when we read the economic survey, it provides us a proper comprehensive understanding of a governance thing. And similarly, when we analyze the society aspect, when we read the geography, how the geographical perspective need to be included in the governance. Even when we read the internal security aspect, or in the agriculture portion, even in the ethics portion GS4. So all these aspects provides us a proper and partial understanding of governance. So don't limit yourself when you're reading governance. It need to be only the GS2. Be open to the mindset, because governance, society, these are very general topic, and you can cover from them. Apart from that, the one important thing that GS2 we usually the aspirant misses, the NGOs, social institutions, charitable institutions. So please prepare these things properly. Please have a proper analysis and understanding of it. Like for the NGOs and all the cooperative institutions, go through the second ARC, analyze their framework, how they are what are the different governance aspects related to that, what are the government expectations from these institutions, what are the challenges that we're having. And for embellishing it and for having the validation, we can always complement it with the newspaper that we do. Okay, so from there we can have a current examples like different FCRA norms, or whatever is what the foreign contribution regulation act, the FCRA. Yeah. So that thing is becoming a challenge. You can collect some examples from there. Okay, so that can always happen. Even the internal security aspect related to the social institutions, so that can also be included. So we need to have a static understanding of a governance, and we need to have a current affair understanding of a governance position. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, apart from this, so we have done constitution, we have done governance aspect. There I have mentioned the sources. PRS is important source. The second ARC is a source for having a framework understanding how the policies are analyzed. We have a newspaper for embellishing our thing. So don't forget the PRS. It is very important recommendation. And apart from that, one good thing that you can always do is follow the PIB, the PIB, the website now. So they what is happening in the government, what is happening in the parliament on a day-to-day basis, we can follow up there. But remember the one thing, that we don't need to read the PIB daily updates on a line-to-line basis. Okay, just glance through it, what is happening. You will find some important scheme, you'll find some important quote by some minister or expert. So that can be a helpful thing. Okay, now one important aspect for having a understanding of a governance thing is Niti Aayog website. Niti Aayog's not there on Niti Aayog, you will find one portion that contains a blogs. Okay, even some articles or articles will also be there, so you can read those articles as well. A good part is you can mention Niti Aayog has said this, so you can say from that perspective it provides a kind of a value to your answer. Secondly, Niti Aayog usually include a ground level examples and ideas, so it is always good to mention those ideas. Okay, so follow the Niti Aayog website. You will find different governance reform that Niti Aayog suggests. Or one more thing that Niti Aayog usually that it has released a 7-year, 15-year, or 2047's vision. So what are the recommendations from there as well? We can include our governance or wherever we find from, because it is not Niti Aayog recommendation are not, you can always use in economic portion, agriculture, wherever you find the way. Okay, so from the governance perspective as well, you can include the Niti Aayog report. Okay, so you can try that. Okay, and so this is related to the governance aspect. Now comes the international relations portion. So what should we do about the IR thing? So IR does not have any static portion of book, because IR questions are usually from current affairs. So how can we develop understanding of international relation? So I always find that the discussion videos that we get around the international relations are really helpful to develop understanding. Like you can use the ORF, different YouTube sources. Like the ORF has a one channel, YouTube channel. There you will find the discussion with the Harsh Vipan. He's a good he's an expert in the on the international relations aspect, so listen to him. Secondly, you can follow the DD News. There's a one episode on the Indian diplomacy. They regularly do the different episodes related to different events that happen. So in Indian diplomacy is the one thing that you can follow on a DD India. I think you're on DD India. Indian diplomacy will search, you will find the every week they upload one episode, so you can always follow that and try to analyze. Apart from this, you should always try to follow the print. There are different international relation aspect related discussions, so you can follow from that. Apart from that, the newspaper is always a good source, and always try to follow important editors and journalists that write the articles. Like the Shwashni Heather ma'am's article are really good, really analytical and comprehensive, so try to follow that. On Indian Express as well, you can follow a good articles that you can do. Apart from that, the if you want to have an understanding of any bilateral relationship, like suppose India China, India USA, so if you want to have a government perspective regarding that, then the joint statement that released after every visit of the prime minister when he goes outside, so these joint statements are very comprehensive statements, and they have all the dimension, like defense dimension, strategic perspective, economic, cultural, okay, tourism, all these perspective, even the technological perspective, all these perspective are included in that joint statement. So for having the understanding of any bilateral relationship, how it is going, you can develop, but that's a government perspective, so always remember that. But it is really a good document to follow. Apart from that, if you want to have a critical view regarding that, you can always go for editorial discussions regarding that and include that dimension as well. So try to follow that. And joint statement, I believe, are really helpful for me, and because it provides important keywords and how the government use what kind of framework or way the governments present their perspective regarding international relations. So it always helps. And always try, one more thing, that always try to follow the different interviews that our external affair minister S Jaishankar sir gives, because he provides really his way of presentation, as his way of choice of words are really diplomatically calculated. So it always helps to aspirants as well, to us as well, how should we present the word, how should we present our understanding in the answer. And if you follow, and then you will also develop that much evolved thought process, the so that things start reflecting in your answer as well. So please follow that, and it will help you. Okay. Apart from that, one more thing that I want to discuss is regarding how can we embellish our answer. Embellish means how can we add the value to our answers and make it a little bit different from the general masses that are writing the same answer. So one thing is that like the international relations answers always provides a room to include the maps, and you can always include the different types of map that you learn, and please practice the world map that you can draw and show different positions there. Like if you have international security dimension and you want to present India and China thing, then you should present the Doklam, you should present all the international border the India share, you should present the aspect of a Malacca dilemma. So all these things, if you can present, it will make your answer a little bit more real, or it will show that you have an understanding of the things. Okay. Apart from that, international relation answers also provide a room to include the name of the expert. Like you mentioned, the Harsh Vipan's view is that. To Harsh Vipan's view is that. Okay. No, so all these things always provide the value addition that we add. It is because we do not have any personal view regarding any recommendation. So always we need to provide a supporting arguments. So we need some expert's name or a committee recommendation. So committees are not there to mention. We can always mention the name of the experts or the external affairs minister's statements. So whenever you find the important lines said by some important people regarding international relations, so but the international that people should have a proper understanding of IR. So on the basis of that, you can always mention that. Okay. So please be mindful of that, and it will be useful thing because it provides embellishment to your answers. Okay. Apart from that, one thing that I want to discuss, that usually one important thing that we miss in a polity portion is the comparison of Constitution of India with other France, USA, UK. So please be prepared for it, because one question usually comes in the mains regarding this. So whenever you have a time after the prelims and you are going for the mains, then please prepare a list of India and France, India, USA, India, Britain. Only include the important countries. There's no need to create unnecessary burden or follow different countries, because they will ask a generalized question and you can follow and draw things there from there. Okay, so please follow that. Apart from that, for practicing the mains answer, I think that the best source could be topper's copies. Always try to follow that, because apart from having a practice of answers, you will find the good examples how they will utilize the different articles of constitution, how they are concluding our thing, how they are utilizing the current affairs in our answer. Like anything that is going on, like the current affair, like the governor's issue is a very prominent topic that goes on. So how can we utilize the different government and state governments and governor tussle that goes on? How the different UTs are facing the issue, like Jammu Kashmir is facing the issue, and there's a regular issue regarding that. Similarly, the earlier government in Delhi also faced the issue. So what are the things regarding that? You can always have a committee recommendations, but real life example, current affair examples, which provides a real value, that you are actually having understanding of things, instead of just mugging up different committee reports from the booklets that different coaching institute provide. So try to do that. That will make your answer, because we don't need any rote learning aspect of the answer. You need practical understanding of thing that will start reflecting in your answers as well. So develop that habit of reading a newspaper and drawing out the important things that you can mention in answers. Okay, so that will help you. And after this video, I will try to upload the video regarding the GS1, particularly how can we do the validation in the geography answers and society portion. Then I will go for ethics portion, and ultimately will come for GS3. Okay, and if you have any other recommendations, then you can always tell me. Okay.